Hello, guys. Greetings. How are you? I just like to express that I've been dealing with one particular really evil man who has been wishing harm on me constantly, obsessing on me, wishing evil on me. And the reason that he claims to be doing this is because he claims I I had that he claims that something about a bride, that there was a bride, and that he wanted to be her husband and have me as her husband as well somehow. Okay, this guy is not a isn't the regular guy, so he has a very different mentality than most people. So he wanted to basically get into swindling, and for us to be like swindlers of the same girlfriend, and I didn't want that. I didn't want her as a girlfriend, and that particular person that he says was supposed to be my bride, I didn't agree to marry her. I didn't agree to be her boyfriend. I didn't agree to be her partner. I didn't agree to anything. I just said that I was her friend, and I always told her that I'm only your friend. I didn't specify the details, but really when it comes down to it, I didn't explicitly say that I anything about marriage or dating either. I didn't imply anything about dating. I didn't hint at anything about dating. Anyways, I want to make this video to tell all of you that when people are blaming you for that you dated someone you haven't dated, one key detail should be, did you actually ask that person out, or did they ask you out? If both parties haven't asked each other out, how can one person say that they were dating the other person? So this person has been praying, sick, stealing my blessings, stealing my identity, stealing my soul parts, the parts of my souls and my consciousness, and trying to convert me to Christianity, force me to pray to his Jesus. And meanwhile, this person doesn't even believe in his Jesus, and he doesn't believe the things he claims. He believes in Ishtar, the, the of the Babel of his people, but he does, but he, or whatever. But he's trying to force me to believe in Jesus, to take my powers away, and to take my abilities away, and to damage my consciousness. This person is a very evil, malicious person I would like to express about. Another person who has been trying to damage my consciousness is a certain female who is a social worker, I believe, but she is in her job for corrupt reasons, and she is trying to divert my blessings, gifts, and psychic abilities to other people as if they deserve it, and damaging my consciousness constantly. And she has been doing this for years, because of the reason that she does it to everyone for years. So she's not only been doing it towards I, but towards many of the other people who were her clients, and she wants to do business with their souls and sell them to a film production company. Anyways, I've reported her, and even though this is hard to prove, I'm doing my part to report this person, this female, for her abuse. Another female, a third one, and a male, both of them have been praying for tumors on me, trying to wish on me to get chemotherapy, um, without a diagnosis. They're just praying. How do I explain this? They're latching on to me, their sicknesses, and wanting me to heal them. And they're praying sick things about on people, like for people to get chemo, but they aren't praying it positively. These are people that are praying this negatively. They're prying on people, chemical attacks, basically um chemical rituals, chemical compounds. They're praying this on people using voodoo dolls and all types of sickness. So again, all these people are very sick, slick, and slanderous, because really they started slandering first when they were gossiping in the first place about how to conduct these activities to cover up the fact that they're greedy. And you guys are probably in the same position. You're dealing with greedy people that are in it for the money, in it to so called win it, in it for their fake success. But they are doing it on your backs or on my back or on our backs. So as people, we should be awakened of those financially taking advantage of others and forcing them to believe things that they don't believe, to limit their abilities of combating the slickness, the trying to make us like naive puppies, like giant babies. And there's also another male that I'm dealing with who has a hoodoo doll again of me that I've seen remotely. I've seen this, that he's trying to make me into his hoodoo doll in order to turn me into, to make me like an adult baby, to take advantage of my finances, of my abilities, and to block the pineal gland. So again, they're trying to block the pineal gland and our abilities as people. Be aware of this. I am denoting this information as one of the galactic ambassadors and messiah figure. Again, the thing that this evil man that and these people that I'm discussing, without mentioning their names, without revealing their identity, with all due respect, the thing that they have in common is that they're preaching at me, at people like myself, like me, trying to convert me and others, trying to convert people, while at the same time preaching the humble gospel to people, while at the same time they are or forcing it. They're either, what I'm saying is, they aren't just preaching that physically, but they're preaching it telepathically. They're forcing it. Ironically enough, they're doing it using um, various methods. But the way that they're going about that is that hypocritical in and of itself, because they're doing it using casting and using gematria, numerology. And then they are, ironically enough, the thing that this evil guy and these people have in common is that they're greedy on the other hand, and they don't believe the things they actually preach. They believe another gospel for themselves, one of greed and things like that. So just wanted to share that about these very greedy people that have been trying to take advantage, and most unsuccessful for some part, and then somewhat successful because they cause a lot of bad things and trouble, and they and I'm sharing this information so that they don't continue hurting other victims or taking advantage of other people. I'm doing this to stand for the sake of others. I'm standing up for the sake of others. I'm discussing this and denouncing their actions for the sake of those who are abused, all those who are abused financially and have their powers, gifts, and abilities stripped from them because of other people's greed or envy. Again, this type of person is envious of you. Beware of them, and meditate or pray depending on your beliefs. Usually, these people play the judge and jury, or they believe that they are the judge of others and that they can constantly judge everyone without even getting to know those people, or with or they obsessively judge the same person again and again and again. Is a common tactic. These people are usually NPCs. They are shallow and they are materialistical in their thinking. Recording again. Hey, so the thing that these people that am denouncing for corruption and abuse have in common is that they, even though they are separate people, again, these people don't know each other. They are different instances and cases. But the similarity that they all have is that they ran, other than wishing the extreme poverty on people like me and many others, they also ran horrific slander and smear campaigns to get approval from their friends and from other people who cast horrific things on behalf of them. They ran a slander campaigns, and they obviously gossiped and talked about me and others to get other people to cast on behalf of them, or to get um, what they call elders or people with knowledge about certain practices to cast on behalf of them, or they just used the generator. In some cases, either way, they ran smear campaigns to get so-called approval and help from others, so that others could offer them the help and give them help free of charge, free help in their abuse projects, in their campaign